I don't know. I just don't like that there's someone out there who can just exploit other people's work and act as if it's their own and make money from it. And yeah, I don't know. On an unrelated note, Elon Musk rant coming soon. Well. Today we're going to be talking about billionaire and real-life Tony Stark, Elon Musk. Despite what I said over a year and a half ago, I never planned on making an Elon Musk rant. It was obviously intended to be a joke, and even though I didn't like Elon Musk at the time, I felt everything had already been said. But as time has progressed, the list of stupid shit Elon has done has grown. So I figured to make my take on the subject original, I'm going to compile controversies from both present and past, plus examine why he has so many supporters that idolize him to the extent that they do, and hopefully by the end of this, we'll have a better understanding of the subject matter. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in South Africa to parents May and Errol Musk. His early life was rough, as he was bullied ruthlessly to the point of almost being beaten to death, as well as having a verbally abusive relationship with his father. However, despite the hardships in other areas of life, Elon's family was rather wealthy due to his father Errol owning half an emerald mine, which helped fund Elon's early career. In 1995, Musk helped create Zip2, a company that gave online maps and city guides to newspaper publishers. The company was bought out for $22 million and a 7% share. Next, Musk created X.com, a financial site that later merged with PayPal. A lot of people seem to think that Elon co-founded PayPal, but this is just not true. He then founded SpaceX, and then joined Tesla. Nope, despite what he said publicly, he actually didn't found Tesla either. In fact, he really screwed over the founders.
Elon was, investor in Series A. He was very supportive always, financially and on the board. And then he became the CEO. He's actually the fourth, I think that's right, the fourth CEO.
Well, I mean, this is one of the things that I found kind of fascinating about him, is that he's actually accomplished some amazing things in his own right.
He's totally amazing.
Yeah, SpaceX is amazing, and he's done some interesting things with Tesla for sure. I'm not sure why he has to also say that he was a founder when he wasn't. I don't understand that.
Well, whatever.
He then made The Boring Company, a company dedicated to struggling with the logistics of creating underground tunnels for cars to drive in. Last but not least, he founded a company called Neuralink, where they intend to integrate the human brain with artificial intelligence. Lots of people think that sounds creepy or even dystopian, but it might just be the next step in human evolution. And despite my differences with Elon Musk, I actually volunteered to be one of the first humans to get a Neuralink chip put in my brain. In fact, I just got it last week. My head still hurts a little, but it's mostly healed up back there, and it's not that bad. Elon has some die-hard fanboys, and for a while I could understand why. After all, he's doing cool shit, like sending a car to space. His companies are making technological advancements that could change the world. And above all of that, he posts memes. He was on PewDiePie's channel. He was in Rick and Morty and The Big Bang Theory. He made a SoundCloud rap called R.I.P. Harambe. He makes real-life flamethrowers, for God's sake. Not only do they see him as a hero, but one of them. Your average everyday Joe probably doesn't have time or doesn't care enough to read into all the stupid bullshit about Elon Musk. They probably think he founded PayPal and Tesla. They might not be aware that despite being one of the most rich, or the richest person on this planet, he's against having to pay more in taxes, despite having received literal billions of dollars in government subsidies over the multiple times his companies have filed for bankruptcy. At worst, they've maybe seen a meme vaguely alluding to Tesla exploiting child labor. They aren't aware that he mistreats his workers and has allegedly fired people for being pro-union. Unionization! Labor union! I'm starting to have second thoughts about this Neuralink thing. I think Musk's public image really started to go downhill in 2020. When the pandemic first started, he called it stupid and said it would be done by April. We're kind of over it 2 years later, right? I mean, mostly. He spread misinformation about the virus, claiming children were basically immune and that death statistics were probably manipulated. He ignored public health measures and made his employees come into work during the stay-at-home order. Then on July 24th of 2020, Musk tweeted, "Pronouns suck." A tweet that's obviously intended to be transphobic, but just kind of sounds really stupid if you know how language works. With the mother of his youngest child and his partner at the time responding, asking him to stop. And of course he didn't. He later tweeted to take the red pill, a phrase taken from the Matrix films and hijacked by misogynistic and conservative online circles, essentially meaning to come to the realization that their reactionary worldview is correct. Ivanka Trump approved. Lily Wachowski, the Matrix co-director, of course didn't. Fast forward to January 27th, 2022, Musk tweeted, "Canadian truckers rule," alluding to protests going on in Ottawa at the time about vaccine mandates in Canada. A movement, of course, that was organized by white supremacists.
And what there is there's an end game. It's called depopulation of the Caucasian race, or the Anglo-Saxon. And that's what the goal is to depopulate the Anglo-Saxon race. Because they are the ones with the strongest bloodlines.
You're saying you're part of the strongest bloodline? It looks like you got lost on your way to the fucking trough! With Elon even going as far to tweet out a meme comparing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to Adolf Hitler. Say what you will about Trudeau, I think he's a bit of a jackass. But making a comparison like that does nothing but downplay the severity of the Holocaust, which, seems to be a thing that lots of reactionaries like making a hobby out of. I wonder why that could be. He tweeted some more vaguely transphobic memes he stole from iFunny, leaving some to speculate if he was doing this because of rumors that his ex-girlfriend Grimes was dating Chelsea Manning. Then, after all that, Elon went on to complain that Twitter is censoring free speech because his favorite Twitter account, the Babylon Bee, it's like a satirical news thing. It's like The Onion, but if instead of being funny, they were Christian and conservative, got temporarily removed for making what may be the most unfunny transphobic joke to ever be made. He then almost joined Twitter's board of directors, but decided not to, only to announce shortly after that he has plans to buy the whole company outright. He tweeted a meme about how the left has moved away from him and labeled him a bigot. So you're telling me progressives progress and conservatives conserve? I never could have guessed. Also, if you're claiming that the world and conservatives haven't moved right significantly since 2008,
Jews will not replace us!
Is to depopulate the Anglo-Saxon race.
then you have not been paying that much attention to the world around you. He tweeted a meme referencing a transphobic debate. Holy fuck, you should collaborate with Dave Chappelle. He then responded to a number of bigoted, misinformation-spreading conservative pundits, including a guy that sells supplements called Gorilla Brain, a guy that's admitted he can't get his wife wet,
Wet ass P-word.
and my personal favorite, Cold Feet Crowder, who's too scared to debate left-leaning political pundit Sam Cedar.
Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare.
Now, I will say some lefties blew Musk buying Twitter out of proportion, but not nearly to the extent that these reactionaries like to make it seem. However, I do find it discomforting how Elon claims he wants to keep Twitter politically neutral, yet he's only been responding to and inadvertently platforming right-wing political figures. I think it's fair to say that there are many things to criticize Elon Musk for, most of which I barely touched on. But since the start of the pandemic, the level of irresponsibility he's demonstrated with his platform is next to unforgivable. I don't think he's a Nazi, but I do think that despite supporting trans, the ideas he platforms and promotes are dangerous. I'm somewhat sympathetic towards any trauma he may have experienced in his upbringing, but my empathy can only go so far when income inequality is such a massive issue today, and yet he can't even be bothered to pay his fair share in taxes or treat his workers decently. I don't know, I just think it would be a better idea if he could allocate the $44 billion to buy Twitter into doing something useful for humanity, or at the very least paying other people to do it for you. If Musk sticks to his word and makes Twitter completely politically neutral, then both sides are gonna hate him. He's acknowledged this, but because he's positioned himself as a free speech absolutist, people are just gonna hate him when he inevitably has to censor people. Eventually, the alt-right is even gonna label him as being a radical leftist, even though he's the literal personification of capitalism, especially when it comes to unity. All that being said, Elon Musk is a really cool guy. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. But not everyone has done what Elon Musk has done. He's a hero to our people and will save humanity. There's no reason for his workers to unionize. Why would a union need to interfere when you have such an epic boss? I'm investing in Dogecoin, buying a Tesla, and signing up for SpaceX's trip to Mars. All hail meme lord Elon Musk.